Let's have a closer look at the final version of the Peugeot 9X8 Hypercar today. Peugeot finished their 10,000 kilometer test program now, and the car is all set for its first race in Monza. So let's have a closer look at what is different to the concept car we saw 11 months ago. If you want to know more about the general concept of the car, how it changed, and more details on hypercar regulations, check out my other videos in the description. So let's start at the front. Peugeot reduced the height of the headlights and has now space for a dive plane either side to increase downforce. In contrast to the LMH cars like BMW, Porsche and so on, LMH prototypes can have an electric motor on the front axle. That gives the car all-wheel drive and pushes the weight balance forward. That in return means that also the aero balance is pushed forward to avoid balance changes at different speed levels. Therefore, the Peugeot has a number of devices to increase front downforce, like these dive planes with a fans outboard to increase pressure. This high pressure at the front is also used for the air intakes for the headlight cooling. And, like suggested in my previous videos, we can see a serious front wing at the front now. There is a large cambered board with a huge gurney flap that has a shorter cord in the center. This large board is mounted to the nose by two streamlined supports either side. Above, we see a large second element with quite a fat leading edge. In some of the pictures we can see the empty space underneath the nose behind the front wing. Underneath the cover we can see a pushrod front suspension with torsion springs. Impressive are the surfaces around the front wheels. As explained in my earlier videos, managing the front wheel wake and producing front downforce are the main priorities here. We can see the front axle cutouts with huge fences to guide these losses outboard and a huge gurney flap in front. The inboard fence keeps the inner side clean to get lots of energy to the cooling inlets. The outboard fence even splits into two elements to push these losses outboard more aggressively. The whole wheel arch is now pulled downwards and the mirror sits at the top. This area was very different at the Showcar. But we can see more nice little details that show us that this car is ready to race. We can see quick release holes for the nose. The two NACA ducts on top for driver cooling are not exactly straight because they are aligned to the flow. This is very important when using NACA ducts, and you can learn more details in my other video. The cockpit outlets are above and behind the driver. We also see a windscreen wiper with integrated washers that is also not exactly straight. Peugeot chose a driver position on the left, the wiper is leaning to the right. Reason for this could be to avoid getting disturbed air into the roof scoop, just like Audi did in LMP1. The roof scoop is another interesting detail because of its now triangular shape. It's also lifted above the roof to avoid boundary layer, reaching pretty far forward and even looking down slightly. At the sides we can see additional air outlets now and the compressed air connector. At the rear we can see a massive gurney flap, which is a simple and cheap tool to adjust rear downforce. After the car was driving, you can also see nicely how the exhaust is blowing along the top surface onto the gurney flap, which will have some effects under full throttle. At the sides are smaller gurney flaps, and Peugeot can also adjust the upper wing elements. These wings have a much shorter cord outboard and small end plates at the sides. Peugeot said because of the lack of a traditional rear wing with large end plates, they needed to reduce crosswind sensitivity with more vertical surfaces at the back. If we have a look underneath the cover, we can see how the rear upper surface is fixed with the rear crash structure with a massive bracket. Mounted to there are also brackets and cables to fix the underbody in place. And it's nice to see that Peugeot kept the concept with using their rear lights as flow straightener. A surprise was to even see bits of the underbody. The car has a lower sitting skid plate in the center and some interesting structures at the side that look like a two-step tunnel entry. In the diffuser we have two large strakes at the sides to keep it clean from tire vortices and two additional short strakes deep in the diffuser. So all in all, it's great to see that Peugeot stick to their unusual concept and the race car kept the look of the Showcar. They bring a real LMH hypercar and the first serious competitor for Toyota. So let me know how you like the new Peugeot 9X8 in the comments below, and see you at the next video.